And we just had some beautiful music from Warren Cox at the beginning of the service. Really lovely music. He's going to be playing for us pretty soon because we're going to go into meditation. So if you all want to get comfortable, close your eyes, and Warren will come up and play something for us. Take a few deep breaths. I'm going to say one thing from Thich Nhat Hanh's book because I woke up thinking about him. And it says, breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And you can just breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Feel the energy in your hearts as you come back to the room, to the consciousness of everyone here. Really grateful for the music. It was beautiful. And I could feel it. And music can do that for us. It can lift us, make us feel wonderful. I know today is going to be a wonderful day, and this moment is a wonderful moment, and we're going to have a great service. And we're blessing all our speakers today with love, and energy, and open minds and open hearts. Take a deep breath and we're back. And I'd like to invite Jacque Stringer up, who's going to give us our spiritual thought this morning.
Hello. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Does anybody remember Queen Latifah before she was an actress? She sang UNITY, that's unity. I don't know, that was just in my head this morning because that was the word I chose. UNITY, unity, and I love the word, but it made me start thinking of, when you start brainstorming, all these other words started popping up in my head. And unity is really where you cannot decipher between one or the other. You become one. And it's a beautiful word that I would love to feel more often, but I was like, if I'm honest, I don't really feel that all that often when I'm out in the world. I feel it when I'm home. When I go out in the world, I don't really feel it. And then I started thinking of the words that were attached to it that reminded me of what unity could be like. What would it look like? And I started thinking of codependency and how as humans we come into this world and we're very codependent on our parents to feed us, to provide us care. And we become sometimes codependent as we get older in relationships and we depend on other people. And it's not necessarily a bad thing until it is a bad thing. And that's to each of us to figure out. And then I started thinking about interdependency and community, because unity and community, we need more than one coming together. Interdependence is the dependence of two or more people or things on each other without losing self or autonomy. Whereas when you're codependent, you're usually dependent on somebody and you have to somewhat give up a part of yourself in order to function in a relationship. And it feels like where we're at in the world, a lot of people are moving from one to the other, and it seems like it's a weird line right now. And community hasn't been such a big thing, but I believe it's going to be as it was before. That's what I hope. That's what I believe. That's what I want. That's what I see for the future. Because independence, I was a very independent person. I can do it all on my own, and I did it, but there's always, you're left with a little bit of just you at the end of the day. And I like more of other people. I realized as I got older, I didn't like to be alone. I didn't want to be alone. But it's all good, independence, codependence, interdependence, but unity with community. It made me think of, we just recently lost a dog that we had for about 15 years. And it's like having a family member pass away. And you don't realize how dependent you are on their love, just the way they look at you, just the way that they are around you. And when that presence isn't there, it's hard. So we waited about a month and we decided to rescue another dog. And that ended up being 2 more dogs. We already have 1 dog. And we went to go see this dog and we were like, oh, my husband fell in love with the picture. And we got there, we didn't know that this dog had been raised in a car. They had been homeless, the person had been homeless and had been raised with another dog. And when we went there, we started trying to talk just to this, his name is Obi. And we're like, Obi, come here, Obi. And then he would not come to us. But his brother would kind of look at us and I don't know if I approve of these guys. So we were like, okay. And the brother's 2 years old and Obi's 6 months old. And you could just see how dependent they were on each other. for their well-being. And my son goes, Mom, I think we have to take both of them. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, no. But every time we would hold Obi, other one is Vader, Vader would go, and we were like, oh no. It just was tearing on our hearts. And I was like, okay, how about we just foster them? We'll foster them. I won't adopt them yet. I'll just foster them. Of course, we take them home. We're like, we're not going to give these guys up. And our other dog is Princess Leia. So it was like Princess Leia, Obi, Vader. It was like this perfect little family. And it was just like it was meant to be. It was just meant to be. And they have brought so much joy and love in our house because we've got, Obi's just this 6-month toddler running around. And his brother's 2 years old, and he's just like, yeah, that's my little brother. But they sleep by each other, and they play with each other, and it's just like a really beautiful thing to witness as a parent, and as a dog parent, and a regular parent, and just to see the unity of them, and I'm so glad we didn't break them up, because they have their own personalities, but they also come together, just like we all come together. And we're better with each other. And I just get so happy with the future, because I see right now in the world, there's 2 lanes of thought, you know. We've got the old world, we've got the new world view, we've got, you know, the age of Aquarius coming back, but people want to stay in this old, you know, revelation type of world. And we're here and we're straddling both worlds at the same time, all of us, and we have to live in both worlds. And that's where unity comes in. So hopefully that makes sense to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a dog adopt my foot when I was at the, laid right on my foot while I went to the recycling place and you take your stuff and you get your garbage cans and you put your recycling in different things. And as I'm doing this, the dog that lives there or comes there with the owner came over, sniffed me. She's an old dog. She's got a little gray hair, and she came over and she sniffed me. I petted her, and she laid on my foot. and they go, oh, watch the dog. I go, oh, why? You know, he said, I'm just kidding. It was just I said, she's fine. It was really comfortable. So she came and saw me. So dogs and animals they're wonderful.
Yes.
I love that. And they are family for sure. All right, well, thank you, Jackie. We're gonna have some wonderful music from Warren Cox. Let's give him some love.
That's very wrong.
Sounded like a Led Zeppelin song.
sweet. Thank you, Warren. Well, phew, I was going off there.
Oh.
I was having a nice little visit somewhere. Oh. Well, that's a nice feeling to get us into our main speaker today, which is Reverend Dr. Judy DeRosa. There you go. You're not gonna, oh,
I'm
You
not
surprised me.
predictable, you know that.
okay.
Surprise! Yeah, the world is full of surprises, isn't it? Well, Jacque, I loved your unity talk because that coming together and redefining what we think we know about a word is a lot about what I'm going to talk about today. And then I wanted to thank Bob Hand for giving the historical aspects of the word and those concepts of historically how we believe, what we've been told. And then this morning I had a little tiny chat with Karen, and it's a good thing. And I realized that I need to do a little explanation before I start my talk. And this is on the Tao. And the Tao is something that was introduced to me that helped me understand there were so many ways we can walk a path. And that is part of a tradition that is absolutely ancient. And so my talk is about the discovery of symbols and their wisdom with those symbols. And because we're all here learning and walking a path, all of us are different. And we have to really honor that within ourselves. We did not come here to be duplicates of each other. And when we start to honor that part of our path, our learning, our journey, then we can redefine our life. So here is my Tao, and this is has been a real revelation. And I also wanted to mention that Bob Hand teaches classes on the Tao. And when we come together in a group, we can ask questions and get a vaster approach to seeing that this old thought is so much like new thought. And as we interpret that and incorporate it in our life becomes richer. To have the words to describe something is part of the way in which we learn. A writing teacher once insisted, if you can name it, you can know it. That may be true, but we must also know how to name that which cannot be named. To know the named and to know the unnameable. That is the crux of following the Tao. Now, in the Native American culture, we call that unnameable the great mystery. We call it God, we call it source, we call it the divine, we call it that inner holiness within our being. If you think back over your youth, you can probably remember times when something was not understandable until you found a name for it. What is this called? You probably asked. Or when you asked if such and such a thing existed, someone probably replied, Of course it is. It exists. It's called whatever the question was about. And so we have these markers within our consciousness where we say, that flower is named a petunia. That horse is a quarter horse. That car is a Corvette. When we have these identifiable markers in our consciousness, then we go towards that sense of unity, collective consciousness, awareness. The same is true in the study of the Tao. We need to know the names for certain ideas and observations. By putting a name on what we sense to be right, we can then go on to define and explore it further. I noticed that little children often have memories of what they call God. Or they'll say, my invisible friends come and visit me, and I'm not seeing them as much as I used to when they get older. And so they are exchanging this conformity into an acceptance in our societal way. And so we release a little bit of that source consciousness from within our being. And we start to forget a part of the wholeness of who we are. The exciting discovery of Tao proceeds from first hearing its name and continues through the litany of its cognizant ideas. When we start to see that the trees are God, we start to see that the people in our family are unique unto themselves, precious individuals, and that is Creator looking back at us, our family, our friends, our gatherings here, our interactions when we go and listen to music. Everything is in relationship to the Tao, or to Source, or to the Great Spirit, or the Great Mystery. We are a part of that path because we are that path. We walk this world with as much grace as we've been taught. And we often are taught to just be followers and not seekers or questioners or creators. Our job is to redefine and rework this dictionary that we've been handed when we were children. I came from a very dysfunctional family. I was told I was very stupid. I took years to redefine who I am. And when we do that, when we give ourselves permission to have a different definition of who we are and who we have become, then we walk a different path. We become full and enriched. We do not try to make other people happy anymore. We work on our inner happiness, which helps us to become connected to that source within. And as we do that, we become stronger. Our life becomes much more meaningful. Our work shows a depth of awareness that we didn't have because we were misinformed. And as we grow and become stronger, we start to understand that everyone we meet may have a similar story. They may have similar pain. They may have had the best family in the whole world, but were forced to be an attorney or a doctor or a nurse or a fireman or a policeman. And they may not have wanted to do that. They may have had other ideas of their beingness. And as we walk our path, we learn more and more about the value of loving oneself, the value of respecting the people out there who are making a difference in their lives. If you love nature and you're taken away from that, there is a hole left in your consciousness, your soul, your being. And so our job every day is to accept the beauty and the love and the rich essence of who we are as individuals. To not force ourselves onto someone else saying, I want you to be this. Instead, we say, I so appreciate your work and what you do and why you have come to do this. And it helps everyone else around them evolve and grow and make a difference. When we support each other, it's not just one person being supported, it's all of us in unity together. Not one person rows the boat, unless you like going in circles with one oar. We all do this together. And as we understand that, we start to understand that in new thought, in a new consciousness, we're not hanging out with an angry God. We're here with loving, supportive awareness that is in everyone that sits here and everyone that doesn't sit here. Out in that world, we're all learning. It's our job. That's really our job. To be the best that we can be, that we love. Now, I know that when we're little, we don't have choices. We don't have those options. I think that's why teenagership was invented, that we create new chemicals in our bodies and become a little more rebellious and say, I don't want to do that. We are in a place of saying, now I want to do this. I want to take a class. I want to go try that. I want to go travel here. I want to go walk in the trees. I want to go plant flowers. And the universe agrees with you. You never see a bolt of lightning coming down going, you're not going to do that. You are your own creator. You read the books you choose. You love the people without expectation. You love them unconditionally as who they are on their path, as they walk, as they create, as you create. There is equality, and no one is better than anyone else. We're just good at all the things that we experiment with. John's a great flute player. You're such a great guitar player. We're all great at something thinking, being, loving. And so, as we go through our studies, the part of life that is named and in dictionaries, it must be intensely explored, and I say intensely redefined, that our job to create a new dictionary, a personal one, in your journal, where you write your definitions of who you are and who you've become, and walk that gracious path. We must go further in the study of the Tao and understand that what we will never be listed is in the dictionary, that each person is so exquisitely different. That is the unnameable that we use a label for is God, Goddess, all that is, Buddha, the Tao, and ourselves, which we carry love. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you, Judy. Lots to think about there. Lots to think about. Now I'm going to ask for two people to come up and volunteer. We're going to do the offertory. I'm losing my voice. There we go. Yay! Thank you. Nice. Thank you, Farah. Thank you, Jacque. All right, we're going to do our little prayer first. Divine love flowing through me
blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive.
Yay! And if you're on Zoom, you can type by going into the iFocus. If you and you can email. It's an email you'll receive. You can push the green button. It has easy instructions on how to donate funds to the PLC, or you can send a check. And I think, is Miss Missy up there? I'm sorry.
Missy's not,
No, she's not. Okay. So
but the P.O. box is listed on that
it is
iFocus
already.
as well.
Okay, yeah. So it's on the iFocus. And if you don't get the iFocus, you can.
You can ask me and I'll get you the iFocus.
That's right. You can ask Ellen. Right, are there any announcements today? Yay, come on, Bob.
I have a couple of announcements, three actually. One, as Judy mentioned, I will be having that seminar on Taoism. I'm waiting for Jean to get a little further along in her healing so I can schedule that. But I would expect we'll get the schedule within a couple of weeks. Second, Tuesday at 5:30, this coming Tuesday, we have a spiritual discussion group. It's on Zoom that Laura provides for us. We'd love to have any of you there. The link is on the iFocus. It's just a casual, informal discussion of spiritual ideas. Sometimes I give my ideas in it, which are always brilliant, but other people contribute as well. If you don't get the iFocus and you want to join us, just get a hold of Laura or I and we'll get you hooked up. And the third thing is, I know generally we announce just who's the speaker is going to be 1 week in advance, but I wanted to go ahead and mention that 2 weeks from now, I think it's July 14th, I'll be the speaker, only it's kind of a special event, as Angie would say. I'm really excited about it. So I wrote a poem that I'll be reciting with, of course, John's flute backing that always makes it work so much better. But in addition, I wrote a song that goes with the poem. And when John and I first practiced it and I sang, he said we would be thrown out of the church if we did that. So we recruited LJ and Joe to do the singing. So we're going to have poem, flute playing, and song integrated into it. So I really am looking forward. I think that'll be a fun thing. Thank you.
So that's July 14th. That's what I thought I heard. So, okay, great. That will be wonderful. I'm looking forward to it too. Nice to have different things. I have an announcement. I have two announcements. One announcement is that we're going to have Mantra Monday on the 29th of July, which this is the last day of June already. It went, I don't know where it went, but it went. So starting in July, at the end of July, we will be having Mantra Monday, and it will be at 7 o'clock. We'll have a little refreshments at the end of it, and people can meet and greet for a while, but it will be a singing sort of experience so that you can feel sound in your body and how it moves in the air between us as a unity experience.
What time?
What time? 7. Yeah, and it will be we're going to be asking for a little bit of payment so that we can pay Dave Avani, who's going to be leading it, and half of that will go to the PLC as a fundraiser as well. And also, would you like me to announce the flute and the flute and drum circle is the second Saturday of every month. So I don't know what date that is in July, I didn't look yet, but the second Saturday of every month, beginners with the flute come at 1:30, and we'll have some flutes. If you don't have a flute, we'll have some spares so that you can try it out, see what you think. We had a lot of new people last time. It was lots of fun. And then at 2 o'clock, it's everyone can come at 2 o'clock, and that goes till about 3:30. Sometimes we run over a little bit, but John leads it. I support it, and it's a lot of fun. And then it moves in at 4 o'clock to the drum circle, which goes till about 5:30 or something. And Rev Judy she leads the drum circle, and you don't have to have a drum, you don't have to have shakers, but we use rattles, shakers, we make a joyous sound. And there are different things that Judy will speak about, and it's a really nice gathering. If you want to talk about community and unity, it's a lot of fun. So, and you don't have to know how to play anything, it's fine. Okay, anybody else have another announcement? Okay, and then Barney. Okay, Joe, coming up.
Thank you. I just want to remind you all that if you want to get onto the iFocus, contact Luana. She will get you signed up. There's also a celebrity picture in it this time around. John Stanley has been
I saw that.
seen. I'm going to bring it over here so you guys can take a look at it. I didn't know we had celebrities here, but we do. John Stanley out there with his incredible tools, keeping our grounds looking so beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, John. Thank you.
There he is.
Can you see it?
There he is.
It's a good picture.
Yeah.
It's a very nice picture.
You went younger there.
Barney, did you want to say something? Okay.
So for about a year, I wanted to. I have a friend who loves figs, so I'd been thinking about potting a fig tree, and they're pretty expensive at the nursery. But I was coming up from Merced from a conference, an environmental conference, and there was a big giant fig tree on the side of the road on 140 coming up. So I turned around and drove in the driveway and asked the man working there if they had any fig trees, just volunteer fig trees growing up. So he did. They did have one, and they gave me one, and then they invited me back in about a month to come harvest figs from these beautiful fig trees. So I went back and I harvested about 50 pounds of them. So there are some figs in the back, and I don't know if anyone knows, but a fig is a flower that is turned inside. I forget the name of it, but it's an actual flower. And I just love figs my whole life. So they're back there, and please take one and enjoy it. I'd wash it first. I didn't wash them because they would deteriorate faster, but enjoy them. They're beautiful, and so are you. So just like all of us, like the fig, those little ingrown flowers, let's just find the love within us and blossom as Judy suggested, and all of you guys. The message over and over is just, gosh, let it out, let it in, let it out, let it in, let it out.
I love figs. There's all different kinds of figs. Too. There's a green fig. I don't know what that's called. Just a fig.
I don't know
A
what
fig
kinds
fig
these are.
versus a mission fig?
A mission and a brown turkey fig.
Ooh.
I have a brown turkey fig tree, but it's small in a pot,
Oh.
and they are delicious.
Oh, so
They're
good.
great if the deer don't get them. I don't think the deer like them for some reason. They don't like fig leaves. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Come back. I'm here. Anyway, so now what else do I have to say? Thanks, Barney, and thanks everybody who made their
And
announcement.
I have an announcement.
Oh, okay, LG.
One more. Just a reminder that we will start chanting for 7 weeks, starting mid-July. See, there's a test, you guys. You knew, didn't you? Mid-July, and there is a CD. It's called Jacque Healing Chants with Sophia. And so there is a CD. I will put it in the iFocus. If you'd like to stream it ahead of time, get familiar with each one, we will start with the first chakra on our July, I think, 14th. Yeah, maybe that's it. Same one. Yeah. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. It's just so good making sound together.
It was really popular when you did it the last time too. It was a lot of fun. And I like the idea of like practicing a little bit so that you don't feel you can say some of the things.
Yes.
You can keep up a little bit more. So that's a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. All right. Our prayer partner this week is, any other announcements? Sorry, I didn't mean to stop anybody. I'm just going to move it along now. Okay. So the prayer partner this week is our wonderful Jacque Stringer, who gave us the spiritual thought, and you can sit with her in the back room if you like. If you have time to stay after, that would be nice. And if you can't, you can also put a request in the frog box at the back, or you can stop any one of the ministers if Jacque is busy with someone and you'd like to speak to somebody else. All of us are available. So remember that we're here for you. Okay, so now next week's speaker is Reverend Sandy West, and we look forward to hearing what she has to say. All the speakers come up with something different, and it's so nice and varied. I love it. I really love it. Okay, so we're going to do the prayer of protection now. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Now we could have some more music with Warren. Look forward to that, Warren.
You guys will recognize this one from an old TV show.
That brought back a lot of memories. Is that the theme song from MASH?
Yes.
What was it really called though? I could not remember.
So
I was
the
trying
name of that song is Suicide is Painless.
Oh, wow.
Anti-war anthem.
I
Read
guess.
all the lyrics to it. It's got
It's a
like
gorgeous
5
song though.
verses.
I mean, I almost felt like crying because it was so beautiful. I could feel that. Thank you so much, Warren. Thank you for being here. So now I'm going to invite someone that is not Sandy West. It's Joe Bull. Give us our closing prayer. Oh, you didn't know you were going to do that.
I didn't know I was going to do that.
Surprise!
I am always proud to pray. Let's go within, please. Oh, thank you, God, Spirit, Provider, Source, for this day, this moment together, this beautiful music we've heard this morning that touched us all, and the words of our great speakers today, and that we all have learned something together about peace, about unity, about being together, and being the source to go out today, this day, and all throughout the week, and unite with other people. Thank you, God, for all that you do with us and as us and for us. And so it is.
Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. So have a great week.
Okay.